Hello, it's Chris here from Huckabones Equipment. Today we're going to talk a little about the new MX cab tractors. Today we have the MX6000, the HST model, and the MX5400 DT. In the MX lineup, the more popular of the two is going to be the MX6000. It gives you a little bit more horsepower, but really the features are the exact same. It really comes down to which transmission you wish to have. The more popular last 10-15 years is the hydrostatic over the gear drive. So before this, in the Kubota lineup, it was always the MX, it started the MX5000, then went the MX51, and then the 52. Now they have these two, the MX54 and 6000. Before these units came out, whenever somebody came in through the door and asked for a 50 horsepower Kubota with a cab, it really limited you to what's behind us here, and that's the Grand L. A very deluxe tractor, had all the features in the world, but came with that higher price tag. Where the MX has come in, they kind of stripped it down. There's quite a few options available for it, but with the standard package, they kind of stripped it down and made it a more basic tractor for the everyday use. And with that came a lower price tag, which hopefully slides in to make it a popular unit with the consumers. So with the MX5400 behind me, it is all standard features. There's no extra options that have been installed on it. It is the MX5400 DT, which means it is the gear drive. It has 8 forward and 8 reverse gears, which means it has high, low, and 4 on the stick. So one area that Kubota has focused on the MX is on the seat. In the past years, we've had lots of complaints on the L01 or the MX lineup that the seat is pretty basic and needs an upgrade. While it is available on the cab tractors, you can get the air ride seat. It's one I'd strongly recommend. As for all Kubota tractors, this unit has been cold weather tested and has come to the Canadian market all ready to go. You'll see the standard feature of the rear defrost. They put a heavier alternator in over the American market so that whenever it drops to -20 out and snows, that you can turn all your lights on and blow all your snow, and it's still going to start the next day. So you have a number of tire options with the MX. The most standard one you're going to see is the industrial tires. One of the more popular ones, but adds quite a bit of expense, is the Nokian radials, which are available at a special size for the MX lineup. So the MX5400 is available in either 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. 2-wheel drive, not very popular. You won't see too many out there. If you do want one, expect to wait 3 to 4 months to get it, as there isn't too many on the ground to exchange with other dealers. Again, you're going to see a few DTs out there, the gear drives. It won't be too common to see it with the cab, as you see behind me. It's just one that won't come up too often, but there is the market for it, where you require it for if you're doing some haying or lots of mowing in this case. In the near future, we'll show you a video on the MX5400 open station to show some of the upgrades it has got over the older MX5200 or 58. So now we'll go into a little bit more detail about the MX6000 and some of the nice features it has on the hydrostatic model. Before we get into that, one thing I would like to point out is one of the oddities of the lineup. The door handle on the passenger side isn't really a handle. You'll see that there is no outer handle to grab onto. I guess they've done that for safety. It does make it a little bit odd looking, but that is one thing Kubota has done. So for the hydrostatic model, it comes with a 3-range hydrostatic transmission. You have your high, low, medium. Again, same as the 5400, you have your heat and air conditioning. Again, your options are still going to be your lights, armrests, and your rear lights. The MX lineup does have the regen on it. Again, as with the whole lineup, it has been redone over the years and works pretty flawlessly now. First time you go into a burn will be a little bit different, as they all are, but once you get the hang of it, it is a very simple system. So at the end of the day, both cab tractors that are available have virtually the same features, the same chassis size. It really just comes down to the horsepower difference. Before I've said, and I'll say it again, it really doesn't come down to the horsepower of a tractor. It really comes down to the size you're looking for and what you're looking to do with it, with your lift capacities and your 3-point hitch equipment and attachments. The pricing is very similar on whenever you compare the hydrostatic models. It really just comes down to what you want in horsepower. Most people are going to go with the 6000 because the pricing is very similar. And it gives you that 6 more horsepower. Again, will you ever really require it or see it? Probably not, but it is nice to have 6 more horsepower when the price difference isn't that much. One thing I touched on earlier was the 3-point hitch lift capacities and how they're very similar to the Grandel, but kind of done a little bit differently, as these have internal lift cylinders, whereas the Grandel has external. It's easier and cheaper to do it internal. That's why you'll see it on the MX, and where more deluxe tractors will have it externally to give it more lift capacity for the size. Again, that's for most applications, you're not going to see much of a difference whenever you're using a blade or anything like that. It's more the commercial use where you have a larger snowblower or a heavy snowblower on the back, and going down the road where it's great to have the external because you're able to put an actuator on the back to take the bounce out of it to make it easier on the tractor. So that's all we have today to talk about on the MX cab tractors. If you have any comments, please leave them down below, and like and subscribe. Thank you.